お休み前に英語で国内ニュースの時間です。今日の話題を英語でどうぞ。
On July 19th, a 20-meter tree fell at a soccer field in Gotemba City, Shizuoka Prefecture, injuring 7 people, including children. They were watching a soccer game. One person suffered serious injuries needing long-term hospitalization. Police are investigating the cause of the incident, which happened on a clear day with light winds.
Japan expects disaster-level heat after the 3-day weekend. Nagoya City may see extreme heat days of 40 degrees Celsius or higher from July 21st to 24th. Tokyo is forecast to have severe heat days above 35 degrees for 4 consecutive days from July 20th. This life-threatening heat requires full precautions.
In central Nagoya, during the early hours of July 19th, a man fell from an apartment building. A woman in her 20s who was walking nearby was tragically hit and died. The man who fell is currently in critical condition and unconscious. Police are investigating the full details of this incident.
On July 18th in Osaka City, a mother and her 2 daughters were seriously injured after being attacked with a blade in their apartment. The teenage suspect fled the scene. He was later found after reportedly falling from the building's outside staircase and died. Police are investigating the incident as attempted murder.
Heavy rain caused damage in northern Kanto from July 17th to 18th. In Ashikaga City, Tochigi, a landslide destroyed a house, killing a woman in her 60s. Her husband is still missing. In Maebashi City, Gunma, a city bridge collapsed. Authorities are continuing rescue and recovery efforts.
On July 18th, a Tokyu Toyoko line train emitted smoke at Nakameguro Station, Tokyo. This halted services between Shibuya and Ziyugaoka for several hours. The smoke from a battery was extinguished without injuries. Service resumed at 6:10 p.m. The incident affected approximately 48,200 passengers.
In Nara, Takahiro Imakita, 37, arrested for abandoning a body, confessed to transporting and abandoning 2 women's bodies alone in his car. The victims are believed to be Sonoe Ikeda, 44, and her 20-year-old daughter. Police are now investigating possible murder charges and accomplices in this case.
次は社会のニュースです。
Japan expects disaster-level heat after the long weekend. Nagoya City may see continuous 40 degrees Celsius days from July 21st to 24th. Tokyo City Center is forecast for 4 consecutive days above 35 degrees Celsius from July 20th. This extreme heat is a life-threatening disaster. Please take full precautions against heat stroke.
In Gotemba City, Shizuoka Prefecture, a 20-meter tall tree fell onto a soccer ground around noon on July 19th. 7 spectators were injured and taken to the hospital. A youth soccer team was playing at the time. Witnesses reported a cracking sound before the fall. There were no strong winds.
Heavy rain caused damage in northern Kanto from July 17th to 18th. In Ashikaga, Tochigi, a house collapsed due to a landslide, killing a woman in her 60s. Her husband is still missing. Ashikaga recorded historic rainfall. In Maebashi, Gunma, a municipal bridge collapsed, closing the road.
In Nagoya's Sakai district, a man fell from a 12-story apartment building around 1 a.m. on July 19th. He reportedly hit a woman in her 20s who was walking below. Both were hospitalized, but the woman died from her injuries. The man remains in critical condition. Police are investigating the incident.
In Nara City, bodies believed to be a 44-year-old woman and her 20-year-old daughter from Mie Prefecture were found. The woman's boyfriend, a company employee, was arrested for abandoning the bodies. It is reported that the suspect met with the mother and daughter the day before they disappeared.
A fishing boat caught fire off the coast of Miura City, Kanagawa Prefecture, around 11:30 a.m. on July 19th. The Coast Guard confirmed that all people on board safely evacuated the vessel. Fortunately, no injuries were reported in the incident. Authorities are currently investigating the cause of the fire.
A 2025 government survey revealed that 55.4% of Japanese households find life difficult. This figure jumps to 61.5% for households with children and 82.1% for single-mother households. Rising prices, partly due to the weak yen, are cited as a factor. These results highlight concerns about the declining birth rate.
In Ibetsu, Hokkaido, a trial is ongoing for the 2024 death of a college student, severely beaten by 6 people. A co-conspirator testified the main suspect repeatedly stomped on the victim's head. The incident began over a relationship dispute. The suspect faces charges of robbery and assault.
Japan's Education Ministry asked schools to open facilities for children's summer activities. Teachers are confused as the ministry says staff are not expected to manage this. Educators worry about student conflicts, property damage, and safety risks without supervision, calling it an unrealistic policy.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Shizuoka Prefecture and JR Tokai signed an environmental agreement on July 18th for the linear Shinkansen's Shizuoka section, paving the way for construction. They also agreed on regional development using the Tokaido Shinkansen. Governor Suzuki stressed easing residents' concerns. JR Tokai President Niwa hopes to begin work soon. The agreement includes halting construction if unforeseen issues occur.
Crude oil futures rose sharply on July 17th, with Brent crude seeing its largest weekly gains since April. This is due to rising tensions and attacks between the U.S. and Iran, threatening oil supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. carried out airstrikes, and Iran retaliated. Oil prices are now at a 1-month high.
A revised Imperial House law was passed by the House of Councilors. This law aims to secure the number of imperial family members. It allows female members to remain in the family after marriage. Also, it permits the adoption of male descendants from former imperial families. The bill received majority support.
On July 17th, the House of Representatives voted to extend the current diet session by 8 days until July 25th. This decision was supported by the Liberal Democratic Party, Nippon Ishin, and Team Mirai. The extension aims to pass remaining bills, such as those concerning the sub-capital concept.
Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi stated that discussing nuclear weapons is necessary for Japan's defense. He called it a difficult but unavoidable topic. This likely relates to the government's upcoming revision of 3 security documents. Koizumi mentioned France and Finland's proactive nuclear deterrence policies, given Japan's severe security environment.
A week after a cyber attack, Nichirai is in a critical phase to restore its logistics. Some products are now back in stores, and Nichirai plans to resume normal operations at all affected facilities this week. The system failure has severely impacted retailers and restaurants. Full recovery and damage assessment remain significant challenges.
Sagawa Express announced on July 18th that personal information for about 70,000 Smart Club members was leaked. Names and email addresses were exposed due to a configuration error during system maintenance on July 15th. Delivery notification emails mistakenly contained other members' data. Currently, no unauthorized use has been confirmed.
Apple raised iPhone prices in Japan by about 10% as of July 17th. The standard iPhone 17 model now costs 142,800 yen, an increase of 13,000 yen. This price hike is attributed to soaring memory semiconductor costs and the weakening yen. No price changes were implemented in the United States.
A new law penalizing acts of desecrating Japan's national flag has passed the House of Councilors. The bill received majority support from several parties, including the Liberal Democratic Party and Nippon Ishin. This legislation aims to protect the national flag.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Rintaro Sasaki, 21, announced he will join the Miami Marlins, who drafted him in the 8th round. He stated his mission is to pioneer a new path in the U.S., fulfilling a childhood dream to play in MLB. Sasaki expressed gratitude to SoftBank, who drafted him first in Japan and was inspired by stars like Shohei Ohtani.
The North American World Cup final is on July 20th, Japan time. World number 2 Spain will play world number 1 Argentina. Spain aims for their first championship in 4 tournaments. Argentina seeks to become only the 3rd team in history to win consecutive World Cups.
Kylian Mbappe scored 2 goals in the World Cup third-place match, reaching 10 goals for the tournament. This is the first time in 56 years a player has achieved this. Mbappe now leads Lionel Messi 10-8 in the Golden Boot race, which will be decided in the final. He also tops all-time World Cup goals with 22.
In women's domestic golf, Miyuebe 25 won the final round in Tomiya City, Miyagi. She secured her first victory in 2 years, finishing with a total of 20 under par. Abe started the final round in 5th place, 3 strokes behind the leader, achieving a comeback win.
France lost 4-6 to England in the World Cup third-place match. Kylian Mbappe scored twice, bringing his tournament total to 10 goals, leading Lionel Messi. After the game, Mbappe commented, "We are also human." He also set a new all-time World Cup goal record with 22 goals.
Dodgers pitcher Roki Sasaki impressed against the Yankees on July 17th. He pitched 5.1 innings, allowing 1 unearned run, and recorded his fastest MLB pitch at 101.8 miles per hour. Sasaki also threw 21 fastballs over 100 miles per hour. This rare feat places him among elite pitchers like Jacob deGrom.
Shogo Sakakura, catcher for the Hiroshima Carp, has acquired domestic free agency rights in his 10th season. He expressed gratitude for the support he received throughout his career, including overcoming injuries. Sakakura recently hit his 10th home run of the season. He stated he wants to focus on the current season.
Ticket prices for the current World Cup have soared, sparking controversy. They have become extremely expensive, making them unaffordable for many fans. Even minimum prices for the final match are very high, especially as the game approaches. This makes it difficult for ordinary spectators to attend.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
New York City Mayor Mamdani announced that city officials will consider arresting Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. This could happen if Netanyahu attends the UN General Assembly in September. The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for him. The mayor called Netanyahu a war criminal for the Gaza conflict.
U.S. Central Command announced it has attacked Iran for the 8th day in a row. This action follows the deaths of 2 U.S. soldiers who were responding to Iranian attacks. Concerns are rising about a further escalation of the conflict between the two nations.
A U.S.-Iran memorandum, intended to end fighting, is now ineffective 1 month after its signing. Both countries accuse each other of violations, with U.S. forces attacking Iran for the 7th straight day. President Trump may soon order expanded military operations, potentially targeting Iranian infrastructure and nuclear facilities.
2 logistics centers of Russia's major online retailer, Wildberries, were hit by Ukrainian drone attacks between July 17th and 18th. Over 50 people were killed or injured. Ukrainian President Zelensky confirmed the attacks, stating the facilities were used to supply sanctioned drone parts, leading to the casualties.
Hungary's parliament approved a constitutional amendment leading to the president's resignation. The president was appointed by the previous government, which opposed the EU. Prime Minister Magyar seeks to reform the system, prioritizing anti-corruption efforts and judicial independence.
The Trump administration's global 10% substitute tariff will expire on July 24th. To maintain tariff levels, new measures are planned. Japan's tariff rate is proposed to increase to 12.5%, higher than the current rate. This shift targets unfair trade practices under Section 301 of the Trade Act.
Amid ongoing protests in Ukraine over the defense minister's dismissal, a leading British newspaper reports that President Zelensky is considering firing the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian armed forces. If this dismissal happens, it would significantly impact the Ministry of Defense.
Trade between China and North Korea increased over 19% in the first half of this year compared to last year. This reflects strengthening bilateral ties, with total trade now exceeding pre-COVID-19 levels. Chinese customs authorities released this data on July 18th.
A U.S. congressional advisory body announced on July 18th that a bipartisan delegation has departed for China. This is their first visit since 2019, aimed at a fact-finding mission for a report to Congress. They will meet with U.S. officials and Chinese tech leaders to understand China's rapid changes.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
The classic Japanese quiz show, America Odin Ultra Quiz, is returning after 30 years, celebrating its 50th anniversary. Sho Sakurai will host the new season, expanding the quiz to a round-the-world journey across Europe, Africa, and America. Sakurai expressed being thrilled and excited. The show will also add deductive reasoning as a new element.
Former comedian Masao Ito, known as Masa Echizen, has passed away at the age of 35. His death was announced by his wife on X on the 18th. Ito had previously revealed he was battling stage 4 terminal cancer. His wife shared a heartfelt message calling him "my #1 hero."
Irish actress Brenda Fricker passed away at 81 on the 16th, her agency announced. She had been in poor health for a long time. Fricker won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for My Left Foot in 1989. She was also known for her role as the Pigeon Lady in Home Alone 2.
Voice actors Yuma Uchida and Rina Hidaka have announced the birth of their first child, a baby girl. Hidaka shared the happy news on X on the 19th, stating that both mother and child are healthy. The couple expressed their joy and gratitude for the support received. They had married in January 2024.
Riza Niegaki, a former member of the idol group Morning Musume, has announced the birth of her first child, a baby boy. The 37-year-old shared the happy news on her YouTube channel, expressing relief and joy that both she and her baby are healthy. She had announced her pregnancy on May 1st.
Actor Mizuki Miyahara, 33, announced his marriage on his social media on the 19th. He stated he married a long-term partner and expressed his desire to build a happy home. Miyahara is known for his roles in many NHK morning dramas and currently appears as Jinsuke in the historical drama Toyotomi Brothers.
Actress Haruna Kawaguchi and Japan national soccer team captain Ko Itakura are reportedly getting married. The news broke on the 18th. They have been dating for about a year and decided after the World Cup, informing their families. Kawaguchi is a popular actress and Itakura captained Japan in the recent World Cup.
Hitoshi Matsumoto, 62, from the comedy duo Downtown, appeared on a live stream on the 18th. One day after announcing colon tumor surgery, he humorously talked about having a stoma or artificial anus, joking with his co-star, "Come on, make fun of my intestine." His light-hearted approach was met with laughter.
Audio tapes from the set of Akira Kurosawa's uncompleted American film Tora have been discovered. The National Film Archive announced the find on the 17th. Kurosawa was dismissed from the film in 1968, and the reasons remain a mystery. The 11 tapes containing Kurosawa's instructions to actors are a valuable record.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。